Hello everyone, this is Planckera, and welcome to my universe. Sorry for the delay there. For some reason, when I opened my model today, all of my settings were gone. So, I wasn't moving. And it was kind of awful. I just did a quick and dirty thing to try to fix as much as I could real quick, but, well, here we are. I'm gonna have to go and fix myself later. But for now, I'm gonna go finish the pattern here. Alright. So last time I had started kind of doing most of the fan pattern. It's mostly done. And I think it looks fine. There might be some things I clean up here and there, like I do see that there are some messy bits around here that I kind of want to touch up. But for the most part, probably won't spend too much time doing that. I am very much realizing that one of the reasons I take so long to do anything is just raw perfectionism, so I'm trying not to let it get to me too much. It's okay. I'm getting some practice in dealing with it by having my model just be totally off and just what I can throw together in, you know, the 10 minutes before stream started. Because a lot of the time, it's like I generally have a lot of my other stuff prepared before stream, but I was not expecting all of my settings to just completely reset on my model, so... Yeah, I do not typically open that until right before the stream starts, and needless to say, I was a-panicking when I saw that all of my settings were gone. And that is definitely an easy way to throw me off here. And now I'm going to be looking over and I'm just going to be like, man, everything looks wrong. I can't even blink right. Life is hard. That's okay. Today will be an exercise in doing what I can and also drawing a cool fan. No matter whether I can blink or not, I can draw a cool fan. So over here, I was kind of going back and forth on whether or not I wanted to go over some of these circles and make them nicer, especially back here where it's going to get hard. I have not come to a firm conclusion yet. I really want to touch them up. It's just a matter or not of whether I am, like, physically able to, because, man, like the ones up here, these guys are a lot bigger, so I think I can. But some of the ones further back are just... Oh, man. They're so thin. So I don't really know if I can touch those up. I really don't. So I'll start with the ones that I know I can do stuff with. And I'll just worry about getting the front part all nice and clean. And then I'll go worry about those parts that I may or may not be able to deal with. We shall see what I can do. So, with the way this fan is set up, all these little spots at near the front are supposed to be like colored in and dark, and then I see some spots down here that I gotta fix up. Hello there, Yudgy Kitty. So I'll clean up some of these. Oh, what kind of news? Okay, then yes. I think that starting from about there is where they should start getting dark again. Or light again, rather. So I will not color anything back there, just the stuff down here. Just the ones down here. Alright, well I hope you have fun on your trip. Okay, so this is as far as the dark parts will go here. I only have a little bit more patterning to do after I finish this particular pattern. So that's exciting. Because man, all these little patterns take a while. Let's see, yeah, there should be a dark one here too. This should be filled in. Something like that. Well, yes, I assumed that your parents would be driving, and not you. Okay. So this one, does this one stay dark? Yeah, I think this one becomes dark. So I'll fill in here. Then I think this one's dark, but all of these are light. So I'll fill in this one. And I think for now, I'm just going to get the parts that are supposed to be dark in, and then I'll worry about whether or not I want to clean up certain lines. What the heck is going on here? I don't know. I'm going to skip. I'm going to go over here and start filling in things over here again. And I'll go back and figure out what's going on up there in a little bit. Maybe it'll become more obvious to me as I start filling in the spots down here. I'm just looking at that and I'm just like, I don't even know. Honestly common with sketches of mine. Will it be easier if I get rid of the line? Will I be able to see a little better? Actually, yes. I think it's like this. Close enough. And then the rest up there I think should be light anyway. I think this will be the last dark one down here. Or rather, as high as the dark areas will go. So these bottom ones here will all be dark, but the rest will be light. Okay, so this guy will be dark. And there's a couple more down there that will also be dark. Man, I gotta say, it feels so weird looking over at where my model is and just having everything look so off to me. I'm gonna have to spend a while to recalibrate all that. I'm so sad. And actually what I'm really afraid of is I was messing around with my Shalom model, so this way I could hopefully make a showcase for it. And it kept resetting all my settings there too. So I'm just really nervous that there's some shenanigan that I did that just broke everything, and I'm so sad. And I'm just kind of nervous about that because I definitely cannot be setting up my tracking before every stream. And it's like, man, things are just getting back to normal. My voice is back. And now I gotta figure out what to do with this. Life is hard. Life is so hard, man. Okay, I think that one should be light. I'm gonna put a little center spot in you, and I'll continue on. Okay, this is the last dark one for down here. And I'm gonna zoom out and see if anything else needs to be dark. Alright, time to compare here. We have this. Yeah, I see all of it dark over there. Kind of stops getting dark at around the wagon, so maybe there should be a few more dark ones over here. And over on the side here, it kind of loops up. So yeah, there should be some more dark ones up there too. Okay. I'll put in some more dark ones. Fortunately, they're pretty easy to make. I just kind of wanted to look similar to the fan that she uses in-game, so here we go. Patterning is always so interesting to me. It's hard, but I kind of like making them. They're so pretty. I started learning how to make patterns just to stick on clothes and also just as backgrounds for things, especially like forums and stuff. And I've kind of liked doing it. It can get a little bit tedious, but I don't think it's too bad. Especially if they just look neat. But I think in particular, a lot of patterns are really interesting because a lot of them really are not meant to draw a lot of attention to themselves. It's meant to be kind of simple. Let me see, where is this part thing? Okay, kind of around this thing. So up here I think should stick out a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, I think that seems about right. And then there's a spot on the end where it curls back around. So that means most of these down here should all be dark. I can do that. I can make them all dark. It's pretty simple. And over here, I can even afford to be a little bit messy because everything's kind of getting cut off by the pleats of the fan. So works for me. Means I can draw it pretty fast. Don't want to go too fast though. I gotta stay accurate. Very important. Okay, and so while I'm over here, I'm going to start going over some of these circles. So I'm not satisfied with how the lines look. I don't know if I'm going to go over the ones in the back yet, but I can at least go over the ones in the front and make sure all of those look nice. Yeah, I think this looks pretty nice. Okay, and now I'm kind of near the back. And I see I did not erase back there very well. So I should definitely touch that up while I'm over here. There's like some stuff there that looks pretty bad, and right here that looks kind of bad. So I'll just go clear all of that, and I think this is fine. A lot of what's going on here is going to get lost in the pleats of the fan anyway. And I think I can trace over these ones. These ones will stay light. And is not on point today. That's all right. I'm not surprised. I kind of got thrown off by my groove by technical difficulties, so I don't think anything is going to be on point today. Well, here's hoping that when I go back in and fix all my settings, that I can just make them look even better than before. Calibrate everything about my head. Fortunately, I don't have that much fan to draw, or left to draw. I probably could have finished it yesterday if I gave myself like another 20 or 30 minutes, but I didn't really have that, so here we are today. Although my time estimates tend to be so bad that I'm willing to bet it's going to take me more than 20 or 30 minutes to finish this. That just tends to be the way it goes, you know? Let's make this one dark, too. Man, the distortion here is so strong. It definitely suits what I was going for. But it does make it hard to draw. It does. No wonder I wasn't sure if I could go over all these lines. It is quite the thing. I think that looks okay. Yeah, I think this is probably fine. Let me clean up some of these ones. This area is mostly covered up by petals, so I'm not going to be overly concerned with everything. Alright, I'm going to go over some of these dark ones here. Those ones I'm pretty sure I will be able to clean just fine. Okay, yeah, and I really can't leave these ones untouched like this. It looks kind of wonky. So I will have to figure out how to go over these lines. How the heck am I going to do that? Very carefully, I suppose. So here goes nothing. Let's just be very, very careful. Do my best. Ooh. My goodness. Okay, but I think I see where a lot of the lines are going. They're just really tight. Really close together. Hopefully that'll be enough, because I do not think I can do much better than that. But I just don't really like the way they look, so I need to go over them real quick. Fortunately, because they are so distorted, it probably doesn't actually matter very much where I put the lines. As long as they are there. Gosh. That might be worse, but nah, it's better. Okay, I was worried. But there we go. I think that's that pattern done. So all I've got is a few bushes here, and maybe this branch. But the bushes I at least want to do. So bushes are gonna do... What are they gonna do exactly? Let's see, from kind of near the wagon. This one is underneath this pattern. So it probably goes something like this. It gets cut off in the pleat. And how far out from... Okay, it's about lined up with the edge here. So about with this part. That seems about right. And where does it curl back? Something... Oh, my circle got cut off there. Probably intentional, but I need to at least have part of it to show the pleat. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then the other bush, I'll go ahead and draw them both before I start adding all the various details and stuff. It's kind of coming off this one. Like a little bit below it. So probably something like this. This is gonna look strange, but I think this is correct. Just because it's getting chopped up in the pleat. And then we've got two more sitting on top. That... How are they gonna go? Something like... Where's your bottom? Okay. So it looks a little ridiculous, but I'm pretty sure that this is right. Okay, and now let's get those twigs coming off of them. Like a thing going over here. So things are gonna get a little abstract again. But it's fine. It's totally fine. I kind of knew that this moment would be coming, and things were gonna get weird. Fortunately, I am a fan of the weird, so I can kind of wrap my mind around it. And at this point, I think I can just kind of make stuff up, which is nice. So there we go. And then I'll just start putting in bush texture. Perfect. Okay, so once again, things gonna get a little bit weird. It's alright. The fan pleats do make it a little bit harder. The good news with fan pleats is that I can kind of make it up. Okay. Do I add that branch? I don't think I do. So I think that's about it. I think that's all I need to do. Alright, let me go take one last look over it and make sure there's nothing I want to change. But I think it's looking pretty good, so... Yep, that seems all good. Okay. So all that's left is to pick colors. I might need darker colors than this, but I'll try it like this first. Oh no, this blue actually looks pretty good, doesn't it? Pink doesn't look half bad either. Nice. Okay, maybe I'll need less color picking than I feared. Oh yeah, this is what I planned to do from the beginning, where I just draw it in black, a nice easy to see color, and then I put in the color that I want for the final version on at the end. I find that method to be far easier than trying to do it in color at the beginning, especially when I want it to be a gradient. Now the real question is, do I put a white line around it? Let me just do a quick and dirty stroke here. So I'm just going to open my layers tile window. You guys can't see it. Sorry. And I will see what it looks like. The default settings are way too large for what I'm trying to do. But it's alright. Actually, I think it looks pretty good. And you know, I think I can just do it like that. I don't think I need manual lining, fortunately. Just gotta clean up a few areas around the pleats in order to make this look nice. That is very, very doable and probably way easier than doing it all myself. Hooray for digital tools. So yeah, I'll keep it. Look, sometimes tests work out so well that I can just keep it as is. It's actually really nice when I can just do stuff like this instead of drawing it all myself. All right. Let's see. Is there any... I doubt there's going to be nearly as many spots that need to be fixed back here, but oh yeah, I see that there's at least a little bit of artifacting that I'm going to have to clean. But for the most part, the stuff out here aren't affected by pleats and stuff, so should just be able to do some basic cleaning and have everything be fine. Nice. I like it. I think it looks really good. I can see that I need to fix some stuff here and there. Now that is pretty normal, so not gonna worry about it. Yeah, definitely gonna have to do a little bit of cleaning up to make this work. But I still think that this will be easier than drawing it all manually. I do like it, though. I do. That's kind of the thing with strokes, is that when you use them, they can make things look really nice, but they will magnify every mistake you make. And make them that much more visible. They're a little scary. But I have confidence in my ability to make this look good. So here we go. Let's just clean up these last few lines and see what happens here. Okay, got some excess over here. Okay, I think we're good. And I think it looks quite nice. How do I remove this again? I just do that. I can. Excellent. Phew! So there we go. Finished fan. And I think it looks really nice. Or rather, a finished fan pattern. Fan itself, not done. And my eyes look so out of focus. I hate it. Alright. Let's go ahead and add some nice gradients to the fan now. I think I want them in the back, actually. This way it looks a little bit flatter. And then I think I will put some slightly lighter spots down at the bottom here. Okay. And then I want a color slightly darker than what's going on here. So maybe just what I used for my gradient here. Yeah, that seems nice. Put a little bit of gradation underneath the flowers there and kind of back here. I think I want it to be a little bit darker, so we'll take a color from our clothes. I think that should be okay. Then I'm going to do something similar on the pattern where I make it, you know, a bit darker up there. Just a tad. Okay, now I'm going to get a little fancy with my gradients. Because I feel like being fancy today. Just gonna put a few along the lines here. I think that'll look kind of nice. Okay, that didn't look so nice. That looked okay over here. Okay, I think that's good. I don't think I need to do anything more. Okay, there we go. We have a finished fan. So now I can go back to working on the character. The first step is going to be her sleeve. So let's see, how do I want to do this? That's the first thing I have to ask myself, and I was also realizing at some point that with how I was initially planning to have her arm be swinging around, I think I drew the fan backwards. But fortunately, nothing else that I have drawn means that she can't actually be turning, let me see, like, this way. Yes, turning that way. Whereas I think before I was planning on having her spin that way. But if I have her spin this way, I don't think the fan spins that way. I think it should be like convex. Like, If I have her spin this way, then it makes sense that the fan would be pushed that way, so I think that's what I'll do. Which means that the part of her sleeve that's going to be hitting her arm is actually this top part here, as opposed to the back part here. So I need to change the shape of her arm a little bit. Okay. So I'm gonna lock some things. Gonna lock her hand. Gonna lock her thumb. And thumbnail. Okay, and that should be good. And then I'm going to liquefy her sleeve a bit. So this way... Oh, I didn't lock the arm, huh? I thought I did. There we go. Arm locked. I gotta go push this more onto her arm. And we're gonna let it flutter a little bit more like this. Unfortunately, I think that looks quite spinny and nice. So I'm satisfied. Seems good. I'm gonna call that good. Alright. I might need to adjust this inner sleeve a little bit more directly, but the outer sleeve I think is great. So is it all on this layer? Not 100%. Where do I have the other half drawn? On the sleeve itself. Okay. There we go. I just want to push this part up just a touch more. And this part maybe in just a touch more. Okay. So let's make this shape just a little nicer. Okay. Now I'm going to go in and clean. That's going to be my life now. Just gonna go in and get everything clean. Because as always, this is where things get a little time consuming. I gotta make it all look really nice. I really do like her character design. I think Yuyuko's design is very simple but very effective. I feel that way about most Touhou characters, honestly. I think it's a shame that Zun can't draw his ideas very well, because I think he's got some pretty good ones. Although he certainly has gotten better at drawing in recent years, so... Who knows, maybe he's gotten to the point where he really wants to be able to share his ideas a little bit more effectively. What are you? Are you some residue from the hand? You're not. Where is that from, then? There's just like a little dot there. It doesn't seem to be a hole, because I tried to fill it in, and it didn't work out. You from the border? No. Air? No. Not from the nail. Not from the thumb. Ah, from the fan. Okay. There we go. Oh, better. That's the downside to having lots of layers. That sometimes there's a problem on one of them, and I don't always know where that problem is. And it can take me a second to find it. Alright, so at the end of all this, I think I'm just going to clean everything for now, and I will put the lines on at the very end, once I have just this entire sleeve part done. What are you? Okay, no, I think that's just part of the sleeve. I did move things around, so it's only natural that some things will look funny before I clean them. So this part is pretty far forward, but it's not near the face. So I do want to make sure that it looks really nice, but I don't have to go full perfectionist on it. I'm still debating if I like her face or if there's more I want to try to do with it. It might be nice to put some more stuff in her eyes. Normally I keep my eyes pretty simple, but I don't know. I just feel like it might need a little bit more oomph. But if I'm on that kind of thought, then I think that's something I should save for near the end. So maybe I'll see if her eyes need a little bit more oomph after I've finished everything else. Okay, I think that should be good there. So now I'll go on to the trim here. I have been looking forward to being able to shade this part. I had the blue on the same layer, right? I do. Okay. But I have been really looking forward to cleaning this part up. I think everything is just gonna look so much better once all of this looks good. And I'm not worried about the trim right now. In fact, I'm just gonna color over it completely. I needed it for a proof of concept, but that concept has been proven and I no longer need it. I'm gonna go ahead and hide her sleeve for a second there so this way I can see a little bit better. And then I will carry on. It looks like I'll be jumping layers a bit as I clean this. Because there were some things that were sticking out from her back sleeve and all that kind of stuff. That was fine way back when everything was messy, but now that everything's getting all cleaned up, I gotta take care of that. I gotta take care of it all. Hello there, Heart. How are you doing today? Oh, thank you. I've been working hard on it. Thanks. I am quite happy with how it's turning out, and I'm glad that I'm getting back to cleaning up her clothes. I've been doing the border and the fan for a while now. So, glad to be getting back to her. Finally getting to the point where I get to clean everything up. And I say get to, because even though it's kind of time-consuming, I think it's very satisfying. Once everything gets nice and smooth. They do. They very much do. Yeah. That does tend to be how it works out. I want to get this to curve around her arm a little bit better. There we go. Okay. And actually, now that I look at it, I think that this should be more like this. You know what? I'm gonna make my life easy, and I'm just gonna do it here. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's much better. Because this should be the back of the trim of the sleeve, not just the kind of inside of the sleeve here. So I think that makes way more sense. I don't think I could ever be as wholesome as Bob Ross, but thank you. But it's okay. If I can share the joy of painting things with people and go, hey, you can go paint too. You can do it. You know, I consider that a fundamentally positive thing. So yeah, do you draw too? Let's get that curve super nice. That is a pretty nice little curve. I think I want the shadow to be a bit larger in this area though. There we go. Which will mean I have to adjust that curve again, but it's okay. It'll be worth it. Okay, and how is it looking so far? Is it just nice and wavy and... Yeah, that is definitely nice and wavy. Okay, I'm gonna jump to the other side, actually. So yeah, this side looks like... Yeah, I have a different color. That's probably a good idea. I will keep that different color. Until... I think it needs to change right around here. Oh, I actually have lots of different colors here. Okay. I approve. I approve of my past self's decision. Past self knew exactly what to do. Knew exactly what I would like here. Okay, but I am gonna have to kind of wreck my colors here. It's alright, I'll go back and fix them. I'll go back and fix them. The first step is just to kind of get the structure in a way that makes me happy. And then I can go back and fix up the colors. Let's see, what direction are you going? Are you going back or forward? I think you're going more upward, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a little highlight here. Does that look right? I'd say that looks right. Okay. Alright, back to the side. And then I'll figure out how all those parts meet up. So let's see, this I have doing something like this. Which I'm not sure I actually like. Look, the folds on a sleeve like this are pretty important. I think they're pretty important. So it's worth taking a little bit of extra time to make sure they're just right. Actually, I think I have... My past self had an idea here. I think I see it, where kind of folds on itself a bit there, and does something neat like that. I don't know, does that work? I think that might look a little weird, actually. No, that works. That works. I just have the part up here a little bit too thick. So if I make this thin, I think this will do exactly what I want it to do. And we'll see the sleeve kind of start to open up a bit. And then eventually this part will merge in with this, and then I think everything will be great. It'll make sense when I finish drawing it. But basically, I'm just trying to get this to change direction a little. So this is going to be like the edge here. And eventually it'll come into here. I'll put in some nice gradients down there. And I don't know, does that look good? I see what I'm going for. I do not think I have the execution quite correct, but... I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that to work. Nah. I think I'm trying too hard. It's fine. I think it'll look better like this. But, thinner. And then it'll get thicker again back up here, and I think this idea will work better. Because now we're kind of seeing the inside of the sleeve here, and... at some point it just kind of switches sides, so something like that. That is also not entirely correct, but it's okay. It is closer. I feel like up here we see the inside. Back here we see the outside. So I'm trying to figure out where it changes from where we see the outside to where we see the inside. It's somewhere around here. I think I'm gonna poke at the inside of the sleeve a little bit and fix some of these patterns that I have here. So I think that will also help me see it because they're not moving entirely correctly yet. Huh. I don't think he should be out there. You're just supposed to be the inside of the sleeve, right? I have another layer for the sleeve itself. Sure do. Okay. Okay, so I have to picture this in my head a little bit. And basically what the sleeve is doing is we have a cone here and it's like radiating outward. And then we have the rest of the sleeve up here. And then an arm just in here somewhere going out, coming out towards us, and a hand. So I want to kind of make it clear that it's moving outward. So maybe what I should do... I'm going to clear everything. I'm pretty sure I have all the same colors saved elsewhere. I'm gonna go from our arm over here and radiate outward like I was talking about. No, I don't want to color that light. Yeah, this color's fine though. Not there though. Right there's no good. Okay, and then a dark color going this way. Okay. Okay, yeah, that is indeed helping me see it. I will need to straighten those things out, and I'm pretty sure I colored way outside the lines here, but it's fine. I'll go ahead and erase just so I don't have to deal with random stuff later, hopefully. Okay. And now I'll figure out what I am doing here. So it's twisting in a way where we see only a thin side of it right there, and then we start seeing the inside. Where exactly is this happening? Maybe I do need a spot where we see just a little bit of... Thought I unlocked you. There we go. Let it be known that art is hard, and trying to wrap my head around this is not always easy. Okay, I think that works. Let's zoom in there and actually straighten that out. That was not a little rabbit hole that I expected to go down. I figured it'd just be, ah, yes. Let us smooth the edges, because everything is fine. And I think that this will be a little bit more convincing once I put the, what's it called? She has like this blue trim on her sleeve. And I think this will look a little bit more convincing once I get that on there. And I will go back and fix the colors a little bit later. Right now, I just want that edge to be nice and smooth. Colors will be easy to fix, but getting that edge smooth is not. So I am willing to mess up the colors a little bit. And there we go. There's the outer part. Now let's get this inner part because I see that I still got a lot of blurry pixels right through here. Definitely can't have that. That'd be no good at all. Alright, and before I fix the colors, I want to clear some stuff from the back of the sleeve here. Oh, and I guess some of it is on the sleeve itself, ew. Man, what the heck are you doing all the way out there? Alright. Where is my trim? Here we are. Now I can freely go in. I have the layer locked. So I can just clean up all these colors. Get them exactly where I want them to be, and it'll be wonderful. Absolutely fantastic. There we go, and then... let's see, this part... gonna be like this. Nice and long. I just want to fix this little corner. There we go. And then want to get this part. No, not like that. Anything. This part should be super thin until about here. Yeah. Yeah. That's perfect. There, now it looks like it's kind of changing directions. All I gotta do is get that spot nice and smooth. Always easier said than done for me, especially when my arm is not on point today. And it just sliding all over the place and doing what it wants. Not cooperating with me at all. Okay, but I think that should be fine. And then back here. This is just a little highlight here. And I think that's good. Looks pretty good to me. Okay, let's get the inside of her sleeve now. Most of that I think is already looking all right. I just need to line up my colors with actual folds in the sleeve here. Because right now they're just kind of drawing all willy-nilly. But you know, willy-nilly drawing is an excellent place to start. So, it's fine. Everything generally starts pretty messy. I don't think I could ever draw something nice and smooth right away. I would have a very hard time. Actually, I think I want this light spot to be on this side. There we go. And then this side, I will keep my normal base color here. This way it looks a little bit shadowy, and I don't like how straight these are. So I'm gonna curve them a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yep, I think that's good. Yeah, I think it's fine just like that. Now let's go ahead and put the bright blue trim on there. I want to double check my references before I start doing that, though. Okay, so yeah, one at the base and then one maybe a third of the way up. I might do this on a new layer. Yeah, I'm too afraid. I'm too afraid to do it on the same layer. I guess this will be the trim. I don't have a better name for it, so I'll go with that. Sounds good to me. Okay, so this is going to be thinner than it would normally be, just because of how foreshortened her arm is. So I want to keep this pretty thin. And let's see, I think here it'll get a little bit thicker just because of the angle that her arm is at. This will probably be a little bit more accurate to the actual thickness of it. No, that's a little bit too thick, which means this whole thing is a little bit too thick. The best part is, since I already have the colors on the sleeve decided, I just draw over them. Or rather, I can just match that and everything will be just great. Alright, and then here, actually, I think it's gonna come off like right about there. And it doesn't come back. Because I don't think there's any on the inside of her sleeve. I don't really have a way to check. My headcanon, no trim on the inside of the sleeve. So I'm gonna draw it like that. It's also a little bit easier on me, and I think it shows how her sleeve is twisting just a little bit better. Adds a little bit of clarity. So now I just got to do that thing where I get the edge really clean, because right now it just feels a little bit blobby to me and I don't like it. So I'm kind of filling in some areas that feel like they're just kind of blobbing all over the place. See, like here, you can see it goes down and up, and it's just a mess. I want it to be smooth. There we go. Much smoother. Okay. And then right around there. And I think that's pretty good. So now let's get that second line. I'll go ahead and put the little flower pattern that's on her sleeve too in after I draw this. We'll just get her entire sleeve totally done today. I think I can. Oh yeah, easily. It's only been an hour. Okay, so They're about the same width. I'd say that this line is maybe slightly thicker. And I'm going to keep it closer to where it would be normally because of how foreshortened her hand is. So what I want to do, kind of extreme perspective, like this. And everything gets a little closer together as it recedes back. Now it needs to be closer than that. Okay, but here it can start getting a little further apart. Yes. Hello there, Art. Okay, and this part is a little bit thicker. No, not there. And now I will send it off into the distance. Just like I did the other side. There we go. Okay, that's still messy, but I think its location is accurate. Actually, I think I might want to pull this up a little. Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely a little bit better. And then over here... I want to pull both of these out just a touch. There we go. Yes, I think that is much better. Okay. Now I just gotta clean that up. That's the story of everything. Draw the thing, then make it neat. Because everything I do always starts out super messy. Especially for as clean as I like things to be by the end. I used the liquefy tool. So that'd be a Control-T on the keyboard, and then I right-click on it and pick liquefy. So your basic transform tool. And then I switch to liquefy. I abuse the liquefy tool like you wouldn't believe. It is my favorite. Just lets me push and pull things around. I'm really happy, though. Everything's looking great. This really is some of the best times. It's like rendering is hard, it's slow, it's time-consuming. Ah, but everything looks so good when it's done. Liquefy does indeed make it blurry. I have to draw back over it and fix it up afterwards. But it is so much easier to use liquefy than it is to not use liquefy. Correct. I draw over it after I use liquefy. Like you can see here, I use liquefy a lot. It blurry. That I draw. No longer blurry. making things blurry is probably the biggest downside to using Liquify. But I still find it easier to move things around using Liquify and then go over it again to make it not blurry than to just not use Liquify at all. So now I just gotta get all this the right shape in a way that has me satisfied. Get everything the right thickness, like right here is way too thick, for example. So I gotta cut back there a little bit. And I think here's a little bit thin, so I'm gonna thicken the line just a bit there. Okay. Here's a little bit thin again, so I'll thicken it up. Try to get it relatively consistent there. And there we go. I think that's good. Okay, let's put color on it. That's going to be super duper easy because all I do is pick my shadow color for this color and plop it in on the areas that I've already decided are shadowed. Huzzah. Done already. There we go. Okay. Now then, let's get the pattern on there. Floral pattern, because I can never escape drawing flowers. Never. Not allowed. Okay. So let's see. What do we have here? Just looks like some blowing petals, so I'll draw something like that. Just wherever it suits me. And some of them are pink, some of them are white. I will color them, the white ones white at the end. I'm just gonna... Oh, these are too big. The ones I see on her are a little bit smaller than this. And I will also want to put some perspective on them at the end, too. But for now, I'm just going to draw them normally. It's a little bit easier than trying to do perspective at the same time. Never escape from drawing flowers. It's just as bad as hair. I'm trying to avoid having them be a little bit, super consistent, and right now I think they are. It's kind of boring. So I need to add some more patterns here and there to some more direction. More random directions and stuff like that. Some spots where they go over the trim, some spots where they don't. That kind of thing. Distance between them is a little bit too consistent. The size is a little bit too consistent. I don't like it at all. I kind of don't, actually. I think it looks kind of bad. I'm gonna stare at the pattern on there for a little longer, but... Let's see, how do I fix this? I think I'm just gonna vary their size a little bit. Vary the size, vary the location a little bit more. Right now, it's just going across everything super consistently, and, so boring. And this should never go below the trim on the edge there. Never. Definitely never. I can here, though, which I think will look okay. Okay, I think that should be fine. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of perspective on them. I think I'll do it with mesh here. Nah, can't. And it's okay if they get blown off the sleeve, I'll move them back. It's fine. They'll get moved back. Okay, there we go. I think that should be fine. Let me just push them on back. Use liquefy again, because like I said, I abuse liquefy like you wouldn't believe. So I'll just try to curve some of them into place here. Follow the curves of the sleeve nicely. I think I had another one over here somewhere. I didn't. Okay, I'll draw one then. There should be. I'll just get a little guy over here. Okay. Alright, now I just gotta decide which ones I want to turn white. I have a good white. I do. Right there. Okay. Actually, nah, I'm gonna clean them before I turn them white. I changed my mind. And this guy is kinda falling into this little trench here, so we only see part of it. So I want to make sure that this little gap is nice and large. There we go. And then once these guys are shaded, it should look more like it's going into this fold in her sleeve. But this is fine for now. This is just some cleaning. This is all just a bit of cleaning. I don't really like the angle on this one, so I'm changing it a little bit as I draw, which is fine. I'll just let it be shaped like this. I think this is fine. Okay. Moving down to the next ones here. This little guy is pretty big. Then he has little buddy kind of hiding underneath him. Little buddy there will probably be white. That's actually where I was planning on putting down the first white one, but I was like, you know, maybe I should clean first. maybe that would actually be a good idea. Just so this way I don't have to be cleaning with 2 colors and I can just use 1. Trying to keep some of the original shapes here, especially the ones that are super duper extreme like that. And I'm also trying to vary the direction that they're pointed a little bit and all that good stuff. Like I said, it was getting a little bit monotonous before, so gotta vary things up. Okay. There we go. Let's go ahead and make some white now. Let me see. What's the ratio of white to pink here? Oh wait, are they supposed to be white? He's just using pink as a shadow color? Oh dang, he is. Okay, never mind. They're all supposed to be white. I was just misreading the shading. Oops. That's actually a problem, isn't it? Ooh. Okay, you know what? I believe in pink for now, just so I can see. And then I need to figure out how to make them stand out a little bit more. And I think for that, I'm just gonna draw some thin lines around them. There we go. Oh yes, I misread the pattern. I saw that some were pink and some were white. Turns out he was just using pink as the shadow color. Reading Zun art is hard. Okay, so make a nice little dark spot around it so that this way they are visible. And then I think putting the white line around them will make them even more visible. So I think this should be okay. And then actually, I think after I do this, I will do the white line right away. I was gonna wait until I finish the sleeve, but I don't know. I feel like this front part is kind of its own thing. So I'll do it now. Because I can. And I don't think I'm gonna put a dark line on the back of this one. Because seriously, I can't talk. But, technically speaking, it's like going down behind there if we don't see the backside. So I do not think that he needs a dark line there. Actually, I think I want to fold this guy a little bit. I want to fold you a little bit more than you currently are. Yeah. Just like that. He'll even get to stay pink. Okay, so now it should look like it's going down into the fold a little bit better. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Alright, back to the line. I just wanted to adjust that because I wasn't quite satisfied with how he was turning. Was not following the contour of the sleeve as well as I would have liked. There we go. Now we'll do the other half. I might put some shadows, more shadows on the trim. Let me take a look at how thick it's supposed to be and if it needs a little line on there for 3D effect. But first, line around these petals. Only a few left. And it'll do a lot to make it stand out. Oh man, my nose is getting all stuffed up again. Allergies are the worst, man. I may have got my voice back, but still not at 100% here. It's been especially rainy where I live, so I think that's just making the weeds grow like you wouldn't believe. I've heard that allergies are bad for everyone, not just me. It's too bad, because I feel like one of the perks of living in the area that I do is that everything is normally really dry, and so everything is dead. You don't normally have to deal with plants. But, past couple of years, it's been wetter than usual, so there's been a lot of plants growing. And I, for one, am not a fan. You see, I mean, I even got rid of all the grass in my yard and replaced it with rocks. Rocks are way better than grass, so... Oops. So yeah, I didn't want to deal with plants, so I tried to do things so I wouldn't have to, and yet here I am, dealing with plants. Alright. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think that shows them pretty well. Now let me take a look at the trim here. Oh gosh, I have nothing to go on. Such is life. I'm gonna make him a little thicker. Or at least a little thicker looking. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add a tiny line here. I'm actually gonna hide the trim pattern for a second. And the best part is that I have my lines there, so I know which areas are gonna be covered up. So I know that I don't have to really worry about how things look. There. But yeah, I'm just gonna add a small shadow here. Or, no, that's entirely pointless. What am I talking about? Because I'm going to add a white line, and it's going to completely devour that. If I were drawing normally, that is what I would do. I would add a nice little line there. It would make everything look more three-dimensional and pretty. But I am not drawing normally. I am drawing in my newly created stained glass style, so I'm going to put a white line there at some point, and... it will just devour the thing that I was thinking about making. Anyway, I changed my mind again. I'm gonna go ahead and finish her whole sleeve before I do white lines. Which means it's time for the frilly thing. I don't know what to call it other than a frilly thing. Okay. That's where I look at my reference again. Alright. So yeah, she just has these little frilly things coming out of her elbows. On the back of the sleeve, I think I'm gonna go ahead and draw in the back of the frilly thing here. Just so I don't have to worry about it overlapping her arm. And I don't have to be precise or anything. I can just keep it simple. Keep my life easy. Alright, now I'm just kinda gotta figure out where all the little folds and the frilly thing go. I think something like this should be okay. Put another one kinda over here. And then I'll use those as my guides for how I should shape the outer edge here. So we'll go back over here. We'll go up over here. Down here. Up here. Down here. Up here. And all the way across. Until I get the shape that I want for it. Which is just kind of like this. I think that looks pretty okay. Now then. The next step... Well... Okay, then I still... there's like some frills on the frilly thing. On the edge. I have to draw the ruffles on them. But I think first I'm gonna let myself have an easy time and I'll go ahead and clean this up. And then I'll figure out how I want to add the ruffles to the frilly thing. I need to hide the collar in order to draw this properly. Because, yeah, there are a lot of little frilly things on a lot of these characters. But it's okay. Frilly things like this. They just mean that I'll have a little bit of a harder time drawing certain things. Actually, this part on the back here, I'm going to make an even darker color. I'm going to go ahead and use... Okay. We'll use the middling dark. Right there. So now we should be able to see the edge. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of put these shadows in based on where I drew things. And then I'll draw the back edge based on where I put the shadows. And then I clean. Okay. So now I want this part to come up. I gotta unlock the layer. This part to come down, and it's basically the reverse of what I did up top. I'm not 100% sure if this is completely accurate, but frankly, most of it is covered up by the hair, so I don't really care that much. The only reason that I have it all showing like this right now is just so I can get it drawn correctly. And then I'm going to put the hair back on to handle the rest. Okay. Now it's time for some ruffles. How the heck am I gonna put ruffles on this? I don't know. Oh, man. Choked on myself there. I do need a few. Okay, where's my frilly thing layer? Here we are. Let me take another look at my reference here and, I really don't want to draw ruffles. I really don't. Okay, but I got this. Okay. So I'm going to draw them in a completely wrong color. I'm just going to grab, like, hot pink or something. And then I'll color them properly afterwards. Do hot pink and orange. Sounds good to me. It's going to look awful. Okay. So, we have a ruffle. I don't know, maybe I can just do it like this. Actually, maybe I can just do it like this. Maybe I don't have to get fancy. This is such a small area. How do you look when I actually make you the correct color? You know what? You look just fine, albeit a little bit small. Okay. Okay. I think I would keep it simple then. If I can get away with just keeping it simple. Because before, you know, I was thinking about how I was going to draw it similar to the hat, where I was going to, okay, which part is underneath? Which part is on top? Man, this area is just such a teeny tiny area. I think I can just do this, and it'll be okay. Be just a little bit lazy about it. Most of this area wasn't covered by hair. I think I'd do it quote-unquote properly. But it is so. Let's save myself some time and effort here. Okay. And I'll do the same for my back part here. I'll just put some little frills up on top here. Okay. Now I just gotta clean that up. Because it is still a little bit messier than I want it to be. And I have to make sure all the shadows are in the right place and whatnot. So I'll go ahead and draw all that in. I'll worry about getting the dark color all the way out to the edges in just a sec. And then I think I will put some cast shadows from the hair on there as well. I will do all the things. Alright, now I just pull all this out. Put in a few shadows on the frills too. Even though I'm being a little bit lazy with them, I don't want to be too lazy, you know. They're meant to be just kind of vanish into the background here, but I want them to vanish properly. I don't want people to be able to see how lazy I'm being right now. But this is something you can do with areas that aren't really in your focal point. You can just kind of keep it simple. focus your time and energy on the areas that are more important. I have to tell myself this often. Because otherwise, man, I can go. I can work on something for a very, very long time. And if it's in a small area that people aren't really going to see, well, I mean, if it makes me happy, I'll draw it, but it's perhaps not the best use of time. All right, there we go. I think this is just fine. Yeah, I'd say so. Okay. Now I'm gonna go get the sleeve itself. I'll save the point where it connects on her shoulder over here, since that's technically part of a different layer group. I'll save that for later. So all that's left is this part of her sleeve here, and I don't think there's anything special on it. Nope. Not at all. So I can just... I think the colors that I have picked there are fine. Yeah, and I think the colors that I have picked on her clothes in general are all fine. I just need to kind of move the ones on the rest of the kimono here around a bit, but the fact that I still like those colors means that I'll probably just keep them. Let's go ahead and smooth this out. What is going on right here? What are you? Okay, no, you're fine. Thought I messed something up there briefly, but it is totally fine. Okay. There we go, that's edges smoothed. Nice and easy, and now it's just a matter of getting the differences between my light and dark areas looking nice again. Right now, they're a bit messy. I'll go ahead and put a shadow into the frilly thing here. Just a little. And I should also continue the shadow from this part of the hair. And any parts that look like they kind of come off the frilly thing. So like right here too. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. And I want to keep the shadow from the frilly thing fairly thin. Just like that. Go ahead and continue it a little bit down here too. Just with a darker color. Kind of trying to line up my shadows with what I have on the trim as well. And let's see, I'm not quite happy with the tips of these hair shadows, but I'd say that's the only thing I don't like at the moment, and everything else just feels pretty complete. Just about done. Yep, there we go. Sleeve done. Let's add the outlines. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I guess I'll go ahead and start with the trim. I already have a color selected for that because I've done a white part. So we grab that and yeah, I guess I just go. Here we go. My hand hasn't really been on point today, so I'm worried, but should be fine. This one I want to be pretty thick. Gotta have a nice thick outline here. So the reason I kind of want this one to be thick is because, like, this is a part extending outward and just, you know, front and center. All that stuff. So I think it just makes more sense to have a thick line to separate it from everything else. My small lines tend to be for, well, for one, small things. And for two, for things that are kind of a little bit more in the background. Or for things that are supposed to be a little bit more delicate. Like the hair, I kept fairly thick, but relative to some other lines, it's pretty thin. But you can see that the hat lines on the hat are a lot thicker. These might actually be a little bit too thick. But I mean, this arm is coming forward, and I think having nice, thick lines will make it come even further forward. So that's how I'm doing it. I'm also not trying my best not to zoom in past 100%. I was willing to do that for certain focal points, but now that we're getting to some more side stuff, I'm trying to avoid zooming in too hard. Because otherwise, I will just go full perfectionist on things that I don't need to go full perfectionist on. So I'm doing that to keep myself in check a little. So maybe, if I'm lucky, I will only be a moderate perfectionist. Focusing noises. Trying to get these lines to look nice, but man, my hand is so wavy today. Cannot draw a straight line to save my life. Look, I'm doing my best, okay? There we go, that should be fine. Oh man, I really look forward to seeing all this with the white line. Great. I think it'll be great. Man, but this entire thing is just so blobby because I cannot draw straight lines today. Or ever, really, but today is especially bad. Alright. Just gotta keep trying, and as always, I'm just treating my lines like blobs or blocks of color. So try to set blob and block at the same time. And thus blops. What? Okay. But this is fine. Yeah, I think this looks pretty alright. Okay. Almost there. And I'm realizing just how blobby the rest of this is. Now that I look at it with the line and I'm just like crying on the inside. It's alright. I just gotta fix it. I was indeed having a lot of trouble getting that smooth too. I typically do. I am definitely not the type of person that gets these right on the first time, so that's why I tend to go over things a lot. Just really, really smooth it out. Okay, there we go. Now I just gotta get the bottom here. This is why I didn't draw the little shadows I was planning on, because I knew that they'd be devoured by this line that I'm working on. And eventually, these guys will get their own line too. Oh gosh, it's so blobby! It's like I draw with an unsteady hand, and I'm really sketchy about it, and now my line is blobby. How could this happen to me? It's not predictable at all. This is where I'm like, I don't know how people can get smooth line art in their first try. I'm just always so impressed by people's skills. So I can't do it. Not yet. Maybe if I draw in this style enough times, I'll eventually get the hang of it. But I certainly can't do it yet. Okay, before I go all the way to the end, I kind of want to fix up my line around here. Oh gosh, it's so blobby. So blobby and ugly. I was thinking about just drawing the line for the trim here on this layer, but nah, I think I'm gonna make it into a group and clip it to that layer specifically. But my hand is just too unsteady. If my hand was on point today, I might have been able to just do it on the same layer as the rest, but it ain't. It is not. Today is very much a day of doing my best. Okay, I think this looks all right. Let's start getting the shadow areas. That I will just draw on top of the trim for, since it shares a line with the rest of the sleeve here. That's fine, and that's already been done. Okay, and yeah, that should be good. Let's go ahead and give the trim its line now. Okay, and I'm gonna zoom in for this one because this line needs to be kind of thin, and I'm also realizing I need another dark blue around the trim here, so that this way I can give it a nice line. Otherwise, my nice little white line won't be visible at all, and that would be sad. So I make the area around it darker so that this way you can see it. And of course, little petals will get their own thing too. But the petals already have their own line, so all is well there. I'm pretty sure I have them on. I do. Look, it's hard to tell. They're the same color as the sleeve itself, I think. Yes. Even in the original artwork, they are indeed the same color as the sleeve itself. But it's always worth going to explicitly check. Check reference image. Make sure that your memory is actually remembering things right, because memory is actually pretty bad. Your brain convinces you all kinds of silly things. It's a kind of incredible, really. So it's always good to double check. Alright, I'm almost all the way through there, so I can go back to adding my nice little lines afterwards. There we go. Now these lines should be a lot more visible. Oh yeah, and this layer is underneath my little petals there, so I can draw freely. I don't have to worry about not overlapping them. I'll just go ahead and finish this one all the way down. Oh yeah, and you can see where I started drawing that little shadow on this and how it is indeed getting devoured by the white line. Just as I said it would, and that's why I stopped. Okay, no wonder it looked a bit strange at a couple of spots. I did not have it flipped to this layer properly. But now I do. All is well. Okay, there's the first of what, 3? Since I already have the end of the first one done because it was on the right at the edge of the sleeve. Seems right. So now we get the second. And I can see, now that I zoomed in a little, that I will have to fix some colors. This is exactly why I was trying to avoid zooming in too much, but man, I just could not draw such a thin line from far out. I can barely draw such a thin line from far in. Here, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and fix the spot right here. Just while I'm here, before I forget. Alright, back to what I was doing. I have the right color? I do. Okay. I'm just not putting it on well. For a second there, I thought I had the wrong color picked. All is well once again. Man. Why do you keep doing this to me, Krita? For some reason, when I pan after selecting a new layer, it jumps down to my bottommost layer, and I kind of hate it. It keeps happening. Panning to get things into the center is just such a normal part of my process, I don't even think about it. Alright, and this one's even a little bit shorter than the last one, so it's almost there. Almost. There we go. All the way around. Okay. So next is going to be the pattern, which again will get its own group. And then after I click this button, all the petals are going to disappear. Because, yeah, well, I guess it's hard to tell, but because I have to clip it from the group, not from the layer itself. And the reason that happens is because when you trim something or clip something within a group, it wants to clip to other things within the group. But you can clip groups to other groups. And I abuse that all the time. So you can see that I have this one clipped to the other layer in the group, which is going to be the base for the pattern. And then I have the whole thing, including the line and the base, clipped to the sleeve itself. So that's basically how all that works. So now I can get my little line around here. Don't plan on spending too much time on it. It's not going to be one of those highly visible ones, so it'll be fine. But I do want it to be there. I want everything to be a little bit outlined like this. And I think I'll do the sleeve before I do the frilly thing. Oh yeah, and I have to get this sleeve too. Even though her character design is fairly simple, there are still many a thing to draw. Many a thing indeed. So on these ones, I do actually need to have a line down the middle to separate the two petals. There we go, just like that. Doesn't need to be any more complicated than that, but it does need to be there. Okay, and there actually aren't too many of these. So it's coming along quite nicely. But you can see even with that there, it's not super duper visible, so it's fine if these ones are a little bit messy. A little bit more blobby than I'd accept on other parts of this. But even so, I don't think they look too bad. I don't think they look too bad at all. On these petals that are overlapping each other, I do think I need a dark line to separate them, though. So I'll go back and add those once I'm all done with my white line. Okay, this is the last little petal here. And after that, I'll take a quick detour and put a dark line on them. That won't take too long at all, it never does. There's only a couple of them. I think I only have like 2 or 3. I think I got the wrong color though. Yep, sure did. Actually looked okay with a slightly lighter dark there, but nah. I want it to be like this. Okay. There we go. Sleeve trim done. Yeah, I think it looks pretty nice. Let's go ahead and get this sleeve here, the second sleeve. And this is technically also white. It's just using the darks. I'm gonna try to get this with the light color that I have here, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work, and I forgot that some of this is on the sleeve. How do I want to handle that? I think this is... yeah. This will let me get part of it. Okay, so basically what I'm gonna try to do is I'm going to use the same color here. If I think it's too light, I'll change it. But otherwise, I think this is fine. But I'm going to keep the line nice and thin. And then I'll just join it with the part that's on the sleeve layer once I have this drawn. Just being very careful about it. Actually, this part's a little bit messy, isn't it? You're still a little bit blurry right there. What are you doing? You don't want to be blurry. There we go. That's a little better. Oh. Tablet just randomly turned off. Okay, there it goes. Is the cord okay here? Man, I am just having all the technical difficulties today. Bad computer, why are you like this? What did I do to you? I've been taking good care of you. I know you keep nagging me to restart for updates, and maybe I will, but... You don't need updates. Microsoft is lying. They just want me to download Windows 11, and I don't wanna. Alright. Now, sleeve. Where are you, sleeve? I will say, the biggest downside to this tile is that I need lots of extra groups and layers. Line. There we go. In order to compensate for my inability to draw lines. Maybe it'll be the kind of thing that I need less as I get better at it. So I can just put, you know, my line layer on the very top instead of having each layer kind of get its own. Where is... There you are. The edge changed here, so I need to fill it in with the correct color now. There we go. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty good. I think that's a fine color. Let's see. I have a line for blue too already. So that'll be what goes on the sleeve here. We'll go ahead and just finish off the sleeve. Edges are at least nice and easy. There's only the two here, so that's nice. So now I can just do the interior lines. Some of this will get erased, but I think it's easier to draw it like this. Okay. And then I draw the other little lines going around the shadows here. They'll just be little guys. Little tiny lines. That just gently wrap around each little shadow. Making them stand out as much as I want. Okay, and then I'll get rid of some of these overlaps that I don't want. And there we go, we have a sleeve. Now then, I think the only thing left here is the frilly thing. And that'll be it. That'll be her entire forward sleeve area done, and I can just start in on her body next time. Yeah, I think I'll save that for next time. That'll be Wednesday, since I will be playing Dead Cells tomorrow. Hopefully, with a model that no longer stares into my soul. Oh gosh, I am still so sad that my settings were lost. That's just so sad. Okay. Oh yeah, and I have to do the inside of the sleeve too. Having to put lines on the frilly thing reminded me of that. I will do that first. I want it to be thinner than that, I think. Man. Lines. How do you do them? I'll have to redraw parts of this, but that's fine. Actually, I guess I can't even call it redrawing. It's just where the colors fall changed very slightly. And so I need to fix that. Because it's fine. It's fine to fix it. I don't need to keep trying with the line when I can just make these small changes there. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then back here I need the white line again. No, I don't need to draw the circle. Where'd my frilly thing go? There's my frilly thing. Alright, but I'm drawing on the back of the sleeve right now. Okay. Lines here I want to keep fairly thin. And I'll go ahead and just add a little hint of detail there. Okay. Now then, now it's time for the frilly thing. Okay. And I'll just leave the hair on. I'll just... Oh no, you're not the frilly things line, you're the frilly things group. Here we have a frilly things line. There we go. I'm gonna go hide the back of the sleeve for just a second here. Just so I can see a little bit better. Okay, and I think that's all I needed to hide it for, so I'll put it back now. That's because I like it. I think it looks very nice. And so I like having it in the area. Okay, and once again, just going all the way around. Keeping it simple. Not doing anything super complicated here. Just a small line to make things look a little bit more like stained glass. It will get some interior ones too, but I want to do the ones going all the way around first. Just because that's how I like to do it. No complicated reason there. Alright, let's get this Let's get the interior ones. Or I will keep it very, very thin. Very, very simple. But I do want them to be there. I do think it adds something, even on these white ones, where the lines are not super noticeable. In this case, it's more the kind of thing that you may not notice them consciously while you're looking at the picture, but I bet you'd feel it. Feel it in your intuition that something is a little bit off if I didn't include them. The picture will just feel a little bit more complete with them. This is one of the many reasons art is hard, because you have to contend with just random feelings people get when they look at stuff. Sometimes even yourself. Or something just... Have you ever had that moment where just something feels wrong, but you don't know what, and it drives you insane? I get it all the time. I hate it. I hate it. It's the worst. Because it's like if I knew, then I could at least fix it, but it's like when you don't know, it's like, what are you supposed to do? It's terrible. Alright, there we go. That's a sleeve and a fan. All finished. Huzzah! Everything out from here on, I think, should get faster and easier. So... I'm very happy. So let's see, next time I'm gonna start on like her collar here, get all the details there done. And then probably her chest area and her back arm. So hopefully I can get all that done next time, and if I have more time, then we can get into her waist ribbon. Waist ribbon down here, and the big frilly one in the back. And then from there, it's, you know, just this part. And then maybe I'll actually figure out what I want to do with the background. This isn't the worst. But, I don't know, man, it's not speaking to me. It's not singing. So, with any luck, I'll be able to figure out what I want to do with that too. But for now, I think this is where I will stop for today. I'm very happy with the progress. I love the fan. I think it's very nice. Exactly what I wanted it to be. Oh yeah, and then at some point, I guess I need to actually draw the butterflies that made me want to draw this picture in the first place. And then she has some little, like, ghosts going around her that I haven't drawn yet, too. Honestly, the ghosts might fix the issues I have with the background. We'll see. It'd be nice if they did. But I'm gonna finish drawing her first. And then I'll worry about those other elements. Anyway. Stopping today. For real, so. Thank you all for coming. And I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I will see you all tomorrow.